it's the festivals are about a celebration about life. That's what festivals are. Where humans are an animal, and we happen to be the only animal that throws a party in celebration of life. And a music festival is a celebration about humans and their interactions and life.
It's so true, yeah.
Well, we need the music. I mean, somebody invite String Cheese. I mean, pay the band, please. Right. But it's about people. That's why we're here.
Welcome back to the What Podcast. We are live on location in beautiful Pelham, Tennessee, just across the way from the Caverns. We are here. I'm Barry. That's Russ. That's Brian. We are here for CaveJam at the Caverns.
You got it right, yes.
I know.
CaveJam, yeah.
I have to stop and think about it.
It's not Cave Fest.
No,
Cave
I wanted
Fest.
to be.
I was here for Cave Fest back in October, and wonderful venue. Isn't this beautiful?
It's gorgeous.
This property.
Whole Brian and I were talking as we were walking towards the bus. You'll notice that we are live at the bus, Russ's bus.
Yeah, this is kind of like a little preview for Camp Nut Butter here in a few weeks.
It's a run through of nothing else.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I've got a new awning. I've got I've got tables, chairs. So
Is this thing new? Your table?
This is somewhat new.
thing.
I've got an outside table here.
Paper towels.
This could be like a little prep table. So
See,
Yeah.
the more tacos prepped, the more I'm prepped.
yeah,
That's how I
I do this for you.
Yeah.
And by the way, guys, as this thing drops in the middle of the last week of May, 13 days.
Yeah.
13
Holy crap.
days until people are on the farm. Not till they show up that moment. 13 days and they're already there.
Yeah.
Holy wow.
I talked to our friend David Bruce this morning, and he said, Barry, it's 2 weeks. I kind of wish it'd slow down. I'm
You know
ready.
me.
I'm not ready.
The clock drives me crazy.
I wouldn't mind if we had another 2 weeks.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It drives me nuts. And one little small dynamic, just as a viewer or listener to the show, in 12 hours, I will be in Mexico from right now.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's
and when
right.
we do this show next week, I will have been just back for 12 hours. So you never know what kind of mood I'm going to be.
World traveler.
World traveler.
World traveler.
At least a continental traveler.
Did you plan this? Did you coordinate with Daniel and Charla from the Rubus? Because they're in Cancun right now.
I know they
wow.
are. They're just doing a long Memorial Day weekend, so I'm going to miss them.
Yeah.
We did try to coordinate.
What are the chances?
I know.
Isn't that weird?
Hey.
You mentioned location. I'm glad you did. For those of you who don't know, Pelham, as my dad would say, is about a driver and a 5-iron from Manchester. So if we could
Got a
look
pretty
through
good
those
shot,
trees, yeah, he was a pretty good golfer. No, it's what, 10 minutes?
10 minutes
If
at
that.
best. Yeah.
So we're literally in the shadow almost of the farm.
Yeah, I drive right by here on my way to Manchester, so this was also kind of a good just test drive coming through. I take back roads and just kind of meander. Not in a hurry. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's really gorgeous.
Yeah, we were just talking about it too. I mean, there's something still so very charming about this venue that you're just not going to get anywhere else at this point. Maybe there's a few spots around the country that we're not aware of, but the independently owned venue. I mean, this is what this is, and you can feel it. You can tell the employees, the people parking you, the people at the front gates. They're so damn happy that you're here, and the pricing is so reasonable. You know, it's just a jewel. It's just a jewel.
That's
And
a
it's
great
so
word
cool.
for
to
it.
You're right. That's a good point that it is independently owned because we're so used to Live Nation owning everything.
Yeah.
And it's kind of...
And there's a lot of good and bad with that. We're
there
not here to
is.
discuss
No,
that today.
we're very personable with the Bonnaroo, depending on the day.
Yeah, exactly.
right.
When
But-
their
You're
attitude.
right. Everybody working here, everybody I pulled up, and the first person I talked to, they're like, "Hey, how's it going?" Everybody's just friendly.
Everybody's
and just,
aware of what's going on. It's not like, that lack of communication in big American corporate business that everybody complains so much that nobody like reads the emails or sends them or checks up on what's going on that weekend. It's seemingly everybody knows exactly what's going on.
Yeah. And we got to give shout out to Todd and Jeff. Jeff Todd is the owner. He's been our guest. You guys remember if you've seen we did the episode
back in
with
December,
him.
I think, last year.
Yeah,
November,
amazing.
December, around there.
Yeah.
Amazing. That was a lot of fun. And Jeff is his, I guess, actually runs the show, but reached out to him a week ago and said, hey, we want to come. Can you hook us up with some artists maybe? And they've been super, super accommodating and just made everything easy. So thanks to them.
Yeah, and it's going to be a good weekend of music. I'm sticking around for the whole thing because I got nothing else to do. But String Cheese Incident, Infamous String Dusters, Andy Frasco.
Yep.
There's a bunch. Hopefully, we're going to be able to talk to some of them here
Haley
later.
Jane, who
Haley
we'll be talking
Jane.
to. You might hear it on this show. It might be another show.
Yeah.
We
We're
don't
gonna
really
do
know.
it.
We're just on the side of a. We call it a mountain. We understand it's just a hill.
Right.
But what a fun day to just kind of piece things together.
Yeah.
And we got a little bit of Bonnaroo news to get to, and Tacos
We do.
picks.
Yeah.
But let's, before we get too far in, our giveaway, because we do not have any time to waste or
Yeah,
spare
right,
on
that's
this
right.
one.
No, this
Details,
came
'cause
together
you've
at the
been
last minute.
instrumental in putting this together, Taco.
Yeah, so we're doing a giveaway. We're if you know Lunchbox, they make the hydration packs, the bags for festivals. They've got a special Bonnaroo artwork designed bag this year, and they reached out. They want to give one away, so we're gonna do that. These things are pretty cool. If you need a bag to carry, they're approved by the festival regulations. You can bring them in. It's got a hydration pack. They're theft proof. And so what we're going to do is we want you to leave a review for the What Podcast on Apple Podcasts.
Ooh, that's
Hopefully-
always dangerous.
Hopefully a good review, but
Yeah, I mean, if you say
know,
the show sucks, that's
that-
fine.
that's
You're
fine.
still in.
Yeah,
It's
just be
always
honest. Yeah,
dangerous.
you'll be in either way, but then take a screenshot of your review, email it to us, giveaway@thewhatpodcast.com. Make sure you include your address, your name, phone number maybe, just so that we can, if you win, then we'll have your info and we'll send out the bag. But we got to do this quick, so I think June 2nd is the cutoff.
Yeah, so the next time you listen to this
Yeah, you don't have
show,
much time.
the winner's picked.
Correct.
So, like, there's
yeah.
no time. Like, I'll get
There's-
to that till later in the week. If
Yeah.
you really want a chance to win this, which I'm just going to tell you, the odds are going to be good.
Odds are going to be good, and if you look on their website, this bag is already sold out. So
Okay.
they
Oh,
had a
nice.
run, and it's already
Cool.
sold. So they have a few to give away.
Little disappointed we didn't all three get one to go along with this. So you'll
I-
have
you know,
something
Nice.
we don't
We
have.
don't even get them, yeah.
There
But
you go.
they'll mail one out in time. It'll ship, and you'll have it in time for Bonnaroo here in a few weeks.
And
So-
while everybody, meaning
yeah.
mainly Taco, but Barry today too, cracks their beers on the show. Official NA beer of Bonnaroo this year, Athletic, the Run Wild IPA. I am a fan of.
thought you'd like that.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Can't drink non-alcoholic beer all day if you don't start in the morning.
Always a trendsetter.
It's a tasty damn beer, I'm telling you.
Nice.
And then, of course, me and Barry, I just got traditional PBR.
Craft beer from Milwaukee.
Craft beer from
Award-winning.
Milwaukee.
Blue ribbon.
Yeah.
All right.
What about a couple things here real quick, though, that have come down in the last week? I'm not saying we start trends. I'm not saying that. But it seems like recently when we talk about something, a day and a half later, there's big news that comes out about whether it be Snake and Jake's or others. On your list, Barry,
Mhm.
the 70s pool party.
Yep.
You know, the baby video and everything we made on that.
Yep.
The next day, Hayley Williams is announced to be at that
Nice.
SuperJam, and that changes everything.
Yeah.
Hayley
Yeah.
Williams has become such a part of Bonnaroo lore and
Absolutely.
everything, whether Paramore, her band, is involved or not.
She herself is just Bonnaroo royalty.
I
at
know
this
it's
point.
almost like what Les Claypool was
Yeah.
and Warren Haynes in the
Warren,
first
yeah.
10, 15 years of this festival. They were always there, and they were like just the unofficial ambassadors. Haley Williams has kind of taken that, and Matt from I think his name's Matt from KG Elephant. He's been around a lot too.
Yeah.
And so having her on that Super Jam,
Right.
now every person on the farm wants to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's going to change that dynamic a little bit.
It's going to be fun. I could just tell. I didn't know she was coming, but
I
it's
know
going
you
to
had
be
no
fun.
idea who that was going to be on it.
No, this was announced after after we talked about it.
Yeah, but we knew it was going to be fun. So
Also, Geese, not Goose, but Geese.
Yeah, I have the list here. Sorry. Geese, Grace Bowers, Haley Williams, Moore and Morris, Marin Morris.
Marin Morris.
Marin.
Yeah.
Mark Foster from Foster the People, Mount Joy, and Royal Otis, who was on my discovery list for this year. It's strong.
Yeah, it's going to be
strong.
great. I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
It's strong. And then what about what Festival posted this week? You guys see this?
Yeah.
Another little just kind of look for us giveaway kind of thing. The Magic Man, right? Have you seen this, man?
Yeah.
Oh.
We'll put up the graphic. It's just a guy who's going to be going around wearing this wacky ass hat, and it's like a giveaway, a trade of and the main thing he has is trading cards.
Okay.
Well, yeah, they're trading cards. They're Magic cards. If you played Magic the Gathering.
See, I've only heard of this thing from random
They do it at the
cultural
library where I
different
work.
things that I'm not into.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been around a while, but
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
kind
wow.
of like a fantasy, kind of like D&D type game. Each card has different abilities and powers. So, yeah, he's made cards for everything, pretty much everything you can think of, Bonnaroo, including us. I think he's got a couple of the What Podcast cards.
Is that
as
right?
well. Yeah.
Well, I was about to say he better.
Yeah.
Sorry. And if not, we'll get you some.
Yeah.
It says you'll find it. This is from the Festival tweet. I'm sure it's on all the socials. You'll find him wandering around Centeroo and Outeroo handing out cards for free, one per Ruvian. Want more? Bring something of your own to trade.
There you go.
So,
You know
Cool.
what? I got an idea. Would now be a good time to take a break?
We can take a break.
Let's take a break, and we'll be right back.
All right.
All right, and we're back. What were we talking about? Magic Man.
Magic card.
Magic
yeah.
card.
Magic
Whatever
card.
spot you just heard, make sure you buy whatever that was.
Yeah. Any other news?
What else? One other thing. The JamTrak is a little different this year. I've never ridden it.
Yeah.
You have.
I have.
Where you were the star of the show a few years ago. But you'll just have to look at the graphic. I can't explain it well, just on a podcast real quick. But the route is a little different.
It looks like it's not a loop this year.
Yeah, it's not like
last time it would
all
go
loop.
all the way around, which was good and bad
Right.
because if you missed it, you got to
Yeah.
wait for it to go all the way around. I mean, it goes all the way around.
Right.
So,
It looked like it was just one train, or one moving vehicle
Right.
thing in one route. This looks like it has a secondary route that goes out. Again, you can see the graphic where it's two different.
yeah, it
tracks
looks
that
like
go.
two different tracks. So I assume it could be twice as fast.
Maybe.
Theoretically,
And
if you don't have to wait for it to go if you're trying to go from, point A to point B, you might not have to ride quite out of your way.
I think it's dedicated more for the folks that are far away,
Yeah.
rather than get on and just ride around in that loop. So,
Yeah,
which is probably what it should.
It might have
be.
turned into just kind of a joyride.
Yeah.
for a little bit. Like, hey, cool, we get some
Yeah.
wind riding around on this thing. I have full confidence this will make it run better. It's 8 a.m. to 4 a.m. During the middle of the festival, different hours on the front and back. So check that out if JamTrak is something. So that's a little different. Just a little couple
Also-
minor news items. And,
Also gotten word that Friday and Saturday day passes are now sold out.
That's right. Yeah. Friday, I think, sold out maybe a couple weeks ago, but they
Right.
just announced, I think, yesterday.
Yeah,
Saturday
a couple of days
day
ago,
passes
depending
are
on
now
your
sold out.
Saturday's out. I would have thought Sunday's day passes would have gone quicker than Saturday, just based on how many people are excited. It seems like Friday and Sunday
Yeah.
seem to be people's favorite 2 days. Now, depends on who you ask, but
Sure.
so Friday and Saturday gone, and then all the any minute now. As
Yeah.
I've said before, whether they sell all the tickets or not, the tickets are going to be no longer for sale any minute now. So
Yeah.
if you
Right.
want to go, it's time to make that decision.
And I know I saw on our Discord somebody talking about, I think they misinterpreted what I said last week when I said that they're not going to have 100 or 80,000 people anymore. Somebody said, well, they can't sell tickets. I think this proves that that's not true, but that's also not what I said. They've reconfigured the way everything is laid out with all the different camping areas, the VIP and all that. So it's just,
and it changes
different.
Capacity numbers.
Right.
Just to go in the Wayback Machine. I mean, I know I do that all the time on this show, but sometimes that's my only point of reference. The first 2-3 years were capped at 80 grand. And then in like 05 or 4, they experimented with a 90,000 capacity, and it sold out like that. And that 90,000 year, those 10,000 might as well have been 100 million.
Yeah.
Like, it was so many people, and in the festival at the time, run by completely different people, as they always do, realized this doesn't work.
Yeah.
Scale it back. We're going back to the 80 sub 80.
Yeah.
And it's been that way ever since. And it's clearly the recipe that works.
And a lot of that too, back then, it was pup tent. It was tent camping.
Yeah.
You didn't have
that was
so
your
many
only
RVs.
option.
You didn't have VIP. You didn't have the yurts, and you know all that kind of thing. So the number of people that could fit on the farm was different.
There used to be 20, 30 years ago with big events in America, it was all about how many people you could put in the building, from 100,000 seat college football stadiums.
True,
and random different events, Woodstocks and all those. It's almost like they weren't successful if they didn't have as many people as possible. And
Right.
the biggest story was how many people were there.
Yeah.
Then
They started to realize that's not really the flex that they thought it was.
yeah, now it's fan experience.
Yeah, we want everybody who comes here, whether it's 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, to leave and say, that was amazing.
Yeah.
And most people aren't going to say, that was awesome. I was just with 150,000 people and I couldn't breathe.
I was part of the largest crowd ever. And
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was once
couldn't
upon a
breathe.
time
Yeah,
part
true.
of the narrative, and now it's not. And that's good.
Yeah, they've
because
reconfigured a lot of the options. It used to be if you wanted to go, you had to commit to all 4 days. You had to bring a tent. You had to do this and that. And that's not for everybody. So,
Right,
some
exactly
people
right.
like to come and just have their accommodations set up. Some people don't even want to camp at all. They just want to go for the day. So they've kind of spread out the options.
And the funny thing is, and Brian, you and I especially can attest to it, we're not the same people we were 20 years
shit,
ago.
no. I'm not the same guy I was 5 years ago.
So our wants and needs have changed a little bit.
A little bit to a whole lot.
To a whole lot, yeah.
Yeah, and I'll tell you one last thought on this property and what goes on here. If you want something and you're in the Southeast and something easy to travel to that reminds you of the Bonnaroo spirit,
Yeah, true.
you can't see it because you're just looking at us in the bus. Trust us.
Yeah.
This is very much that same ethos.
Oh, yeah. We'll try to put up some photos.
Yeah, and
kind of
there'll be a lot of the show will look great this week.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for being here every week. But this really is an essence of a Bonnaroo.
This feels like Bonnaroo. And pretty much everyone here that I've talked to also goes to Bonnaroo.
I was getting ready to say, we've already had about 4 or 5 people walk by and see you in a couple weeks.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, hell, it's probably
Yeah.
the best experience to test out everything you need. Just like we're joking about what you're doing here. I mean,
This is exactly it. I wanted to come
it is,
and,
but
and
you're on top of this stuff.
I knew
it
it'd
works.
be. I know. It works. I camp at least once a month. Anyway,
He spent a week in somebody's driveway in Nashville.
yeah,
a couple
I'll
months
camp.
ago.
I'll camp anywhere. I'm prepared.
Yeah, I haven't even pulled my tent out from last year. My little
Yeah, I haven't
Oh,
either yet. That's
pulled it out
tomorrow.
of your pocket.
I pulled it out of my back pocket.
Yeah.
I think it still works. I don't think I need to set it up and find out.
That's funny. Yeah. So to Brian's point, if you guys are ever in this area or make a trip, it's worth it.
Make
Yeah,
the
even
trip.
if it's just a single show. I mean,
Yeah.
there's camping almost damn near every one of their shows.
I
A
think
lot of them they
Jeff
are.
told me they've gone from like 50 shows a year to 90 something. And I think Brian, you and I were talking walking over. I don't know whether I like the cave better, or maybe it was you and I, or
Yeah.
the amphitheater better. They're both amazing venues, and they're literally feet apart
It
from each other.
depends on, I guess, who the act is. That amphitheater is a great addition. The cave for the performance is actually pretty small. It's not very big. So if it gets
Right.
real crowded, I don't know. Maybe that could be where you would rather be out in the amphitheater, but they've got both.
Yeah.
So you get to choose which one works best for you.
Well, there's a capacity. They have to limit how many people come into the cave because there's only one exit.
Yeah.
So
what, maybe 1,500 in there?
I don't know what the number is, but somewhere around there.
I wouldn't think it's much more than that.
But once they hit the limit, no one else is coming in unless
Yeah.
somebody comes out, and then they'll admit someone else in. So you could stand in line there just to get in to see a show.
But not just those two things. We're camping, or you're camping.
I'm camping.
So he's created a campground. There's cabins that we passed on the way in.
There's
There's
yurts,
there's cave tours. A couple of the people that just stopped by, I think, are on their way to go do that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, in my old age, I'm beginning to really like tours. Really beginning to like
Really appeals to
tours
you.
that are guided by somebody who knows something more than me.
yeah, there you go. But it's a cool place, and again, thanks to those guys for letting us be here. All right, any other news before we get into Russ's picks?
I think we've covered just about everything. I mean, there's not a lot of
I think
news
so.
left as we're
Well,
knocking on the doorstep.
Let's real quick mention our live podcast.
Getting
that
ready
we're
to
gonna
see.
do.
yeah, good call.
We're hearing from a lot of folks who planning on being there, and that's so exciting.
And Bonnaroo just dropped the Planet Roo schedule.
yeah,
and
I
we're
might
on
have
there.
sent it to a few people.
Yeah.
Me too.
You need a magnifying glass to see it real close.
I don't
but
care.
It's
I
there.
see it.
I
We're
don't
on there.
care either.
I
But
see it. It's us. We're on a bill.
and really too, like the Planet Roo it's all about health and wellness and it's expanding your mind. I don't mean that in a Jim Morrison way. I mean it's just a lot of it's like workshop kind of things that go on all weekend. That is a great way to get away from the noise a little, and it's a relaxation kind of setting. And I've been around it before over these 20 some odd years, but I've never really immersed myself in it all that much.
Well, there's a stage inside there. The house
Yeah,
stage
the
is
house
what they call
stage.
it. It's small, but that's where we're going to be posted up 4 p.m. Thursday at Bonnaroo.
With
So-
none other than Brad Parker. You know him, you love him,
Yeah.
you see him everywhere. He's going to be with us, and I'm really looking forward to
And
that.
we're still trying to this will be a kind of figure it out as we go. We'll have a good idea what's going on, but it'll be a figure it out as we go. I don't know if there'll be a Q&A kind of thing or not. I hope there is.
Hope so.
Would love for
No.
anybody who's there to be involved if that is a possibility. But whatever it is, I promise you, we will be putting our all into it.
Yeah.
And it ain't going to blow your damn mind, but I think it'll be a
It
lot
might.
of fun. Oh, maybe it will.
And then Hug and Howdy,
Hug and Howdy.
Barry's
that's-
favorite thing.
And
Right.
just would love to see everybody there.
Yeah.
Yeah, come by and say hi.
Plus some musical guests.
Yeah, some surprises. So looking forward to that. All right. So let's take another quick break, and we'll be back with
official picks from
Lord
Taco coming up.
Taco's pick. All right, we're back. How long did it take you to put this together? I know you've been listening
Not
to
long.
the King Gizzard.
Yes.
Yeah, the
catalog.
biggest King Gizzard
Giz-
fan on
yeah.
the planet all of a sudden
Spoiler
is this guy.
alert.
Are you
It's good.
finished?
Well, no.
Will you ever
No,
be?
they keep putting out albums.
Yeah, they probably put one out yesterday.
Yeah. They actually are putting out an album, and it releases, I think, the Thursday or Friday of Bonnaroo.
Okay, so sort of like My Morning Jacket did a couple of
Yeah.
years ago.
Just what we need. More to learn from this
Break
Right.
it down. So, seriously, was it an easy go through?
This year it was.
Yeah.
It was pretty easy. It's not too heavy.
You got any Outeroo stuff you've got your eye on?
I do.
So you're way ahead of me.
Okay. Well, yeah, but you got another week, so
Oh, I know. I'm just
yeah. So,
Are
yeah,
you-
next week.
I
is-
can't. I won't be here for the Outeroo stuff. I mean, like the pre Thursday,
Right.
Thursday and pre. You will be. So I imagine you'll be hitting up many of those. So
Are you-
without further ado,
Yeah. Are you
You
going
ready?
hard? You going pretty easy?
Pretty easy. I
Okay.
think it's a pretty easy year.
Yeah, it is for me. Like I said, I want to do a lot of other experiences.
all right, where are you starting?
Well, let's start with Thursday. I don't
Okay.
really have anything Wednesday, Tuesday planned. But Thursday, we just mentioned the podcast. That's going to be at 4.
Yep.
And then hopefully we can also get in. That's usually our work day. So if we can get in some interviews, maybe Thursday, that'd be cool. But other than that, I'm starting with Dogs in a Pile.
There you go.
That's going to be.
This tent.
Hopefully, you're doing that too, Barry. We have,
7:45.
that would be a fun one to do. Just I need a do over on Dogs in a Pile.
Yeah.
Not because it was bad, because I didn't get my song.
They've got another
Yes,
chance.
They got another
I wanna
chance
get my song.
to redeem themselves in your eyes.
And it's not even a redeem. I love
Yeah.
these guys, and they're awesome. They just didn't play my song. So anyway, sorry.
Yeah, that super excited me to that show that we saw here there in Chattanooga.
It was fun.
It's fun. So
Yeah, it was good fun.
that's where I'm pretty much starting Thursday. Then I feel like this is a huge miss for Bonnaroo because they have Rebecca Black on Thursday. Why not Friday?
I don't know.
Uh,
Friday's already loaded. So,
I know, but-
I mean,
but the song is Friday. Anyways,
I was trying to put the 2 and 2 together.
Yeah.
It wasn't
No.
equal in 4. Now
Right.
it does.
yeah,
yeah,
help
it
me.
makes no sense that they booked her on Thursday, but whatever. So that's probably where I'll check out the Infinity stage, and then it's going to be kind of a toss up. I'm doing both Joey Valance and Bray, and Insane Clown Posse. We're going to try to.
Yeah, those
this
are
and
back to
that.
back on
Yeah.
this, or those are right up against each other on this and that.
Yeah,
It's that's easy enough.
I
It's
think
not like
two
you
will.
got to get from one side to the other.
Well, I don't.
Right.
Well, here let me ask you this, Taco. The Guar, this Insane Clown Posse is the Guar of this year in a way.
100%.
You were all about the Guar stuff.
Mhm.
You were in the front blood splattering area.
Yeah,
Are you thinking the same thing for Insane Clown
I
Posse?
might get
Yayo,
hyped.
Fayo,
Yeah,
or whatever?
I might. Yeah, if they got the Fago.
Fago. Sorry, Fago.
Yeah. We did get our shirt bloodied up that Beth wore last year.
yeah.
Maybe we can get another shirt with.
But
some
I
Fago
asked
stains.
that because if you're going to try to do that, I don't know that you're going to get out of there easily to go to
Yeah,
that tent
You're
I
right.
thought that's
for
where you were
Joey
going.
Valance.
Yeah.
But a man can dream.
It's yeah.
A boy can dream.
It's aspiring to try to do both, but yeah, it may just be Insane Clown Posse. We'll see.
What else are you looking at on Thursday?
So, not a whole lot on Thursday. I know y'all are excited about Luke Combs.
I
that
don't know
might
about
be-
excited.
well,
It's
I'm
a don't
excited
miss.
about the what stage.
Yeah.
It's a I've got to lay eyes on it somehow, some way.
Marcus
Right.
King is going to be the
Marcus
one that
King
rocks
might
on
be
that
good
stage.
too. But yeah, other than that, my Thursday is fairly light.
Well, it's a pretty full Thursday for you, actually.
Yeah, actually,
Does Thursday to you look like we talked about last week with my picks? I think Friday is so spread out that hopefully the crowd will be spread out. What does Thursday look? Do you think everybody will be at Luke Combs and then they're going to run over to get ready for Insane Clown, or you think there's enough stuff going on that it'll be spread out?
I think it'll be spread out.
I think just the fact that this what stage is open has just changed Thursday from a day I'm looking forward to be over to a day that is one of my favorite days of the festival.
Yeah.
Just opening that field just alleviates
That's true.
the
That's great.
pressure
That's a good
of
point.
the volume of people who are excited to be there and are ready to be out on a Thursday. You just open up that field and you're going to get at least 20,000 people probably just hovering over there for no reason.
Yeah.
That's
So
a great
I have a
point.
feeling it's going to be real comfortable, but I don't know. We'll see. It's a full farm. So
It's a full farm. It might be a little lighter attended because Friday and Saturday are sold out. I don't know how many one-day tickets to Thursday they've sold, if any, but
Yeah.
probably some.
I think Brian's right. I think it helps spread it out.
Yeah.
And I kind of feel like, I mean, they do that every year, but I feel like they put a real emphasis on having people spread out.
yeah, I mean, just opening the what was just. I hope they sit around all the days, sit around in an office or in a room and say, the best thing we ever did on Thursday was open the what, and we're never going to not do that. Even though some of y'all say you're not sure,
Yeah.
you should be sure.
Hard to go back.
Yeah, it is.
Hard to put that back in the bottle.
All right, so Thursday.
Thursday's done. So Friday, that's pretty much my biggest day, I think.
Hell yeah,
It is a great day, yeah.
Heck yeah.
And, of course, the beer exchange, 10:30 in the morning, that's going to be my early. I mean, we're all doing that one, so that one's going to be fun. But that's going to be out in group camping, the plaza, so hopefully we can get a ride out there.
Yeah. I think the Ruhem guys are bringing some Malort, or somebody
good.
is.
Oh,
so,
I love shots of Malort.
man, oh man. I may have to join you and that stuff that day. That stuff is awful.
Boy, what a way to start your day. Shots of Malort. Oh, God.
See all three kings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then music-wise, Cults on this tent, 345. That's where I'm starting. I've been obsessed with this band.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, why? Tell it. I mean, what's it like?
Just kind of indie rock, but it's got a kind of a almost 60s kind of sound to it.
That they never made my discovery list. I might have to cram that in the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, I've been listening to them over and over. Them and King Giz is like the ones I've been on. So hopefully it's a good show. We'll see, but I'm excited about that. Flip Turn on the What? That's
Gotta
gonna
be there.
Huge. Yeah,
Gotta be there.
Gotta be there. Hopefully I can bounce back to MJ Linderman.
Yeah, that row across
That's gonna be
is
tough.
criminal.
I know.
Criminal.
Yeah.
So, I might miss some of that if I end up because I think I'll probably end up staying at Flip Turn for the whole show.
I would want to. If it
Yeah.
were me, I would want to.
But I do got to get back for King Giz because that's 7:00 this tent. That's
Yeah,
their-
they follow Lenderman.
Yeah, right after Linderman.
Now, where do you fall in the King Giz? Are you doing all three?
I'm doing all three.
Okay.
This guy's saying
Spoiler
all
alert,
three.
I'm
Okay.
doing all three.
All right.
Mhm.
We play some bets.
Yeah,
we play
we'll
some
see.
bets.
I'll make it. I'll make it. But yeah, that's a good kind of straight down the line. This tent, Colts, MJ Linderman, King Giz, and then I'm gonna bounce to that for Rainbow Kitten Surprise. This is one I'm super excited about.
Still can't believe they're on that tent.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were supposed to play. What was it? 2023, 2 years ago.
I bet they were on the Witch that year.
They were either on the Witch. I think it was the Witch. Yeah, they were on a bigger stage. So
They were on the Witch in 2017. It's the first time I saw Rainbow Kitten Surprise.
Yeah.
So that'll be a madhouse. People are going to be excited about that.
I think so. Tyler, gotta go see Tyler, and then Megadeth. That's
Yeah.
my late night.
Yep.
Goose and Glass Animals don't factor into your day. You don't other than maybe walk-bys and stuff.
Maybe walk-bys. I didn't like. I don't know. I think it's gonna be tough. Well, Glass Animals is right up against Megadeth.
So.
Oh yeah, they are. I see that now.
I could. Yeah.
Oh,
and Rainbow
Bonnaroo, why did you do
Yeah.
that to me? I know it's not my picks, but why did you do that
Yeah.
to me?
There's a couple of those.
So the beer exchange, we will be done noonish,
Yeah, it
and then you don't
starts-
go back out till 3. So is that nappy? Is it you building
probably
in a
little,
nappy?
Could
All
be
little
a nappy
downtime,
time.
maybe a nappy. Yeah, beer exchange is a little earlier. It's usually at 11. This year it's 10:30. Especially if they hand me a shot of Malort, it's nappy time for sure.
Actually, I think there's a lot of naps that happen after the beer exchange on a
Yeah.
Friday.
Yeah,
That's probably why they started earlier. So
that's
we got an
good,
extra 30
good
minutes
point.
to sleep
Smart.
this off.
Yeah,
And for you guys that are new, the beer exchange is, if you can make it, you got to make it.
Yeah, it's over in
a
group.
great
man.
opportunity. It's bring one, take one. But the main thing is you can meet a lot of people that you've either heard about or heard through this show or any of the other podcasts or Reddit, any of the socials. It's the C&B scene.
Yeah, and it's and I'm not trying to speak out of turn here, but it's pretty loose. I mean, like it's not like you bring 5 beers and you get 5 beers. I mean, people just there's beers.
Nobody's
and you're
counting.
drinking.
nobody's counting your
There's beers
beers
and you're drinking.
But
Yeah, just be cool.
Yeah, but don't
I
be a
mean,
dick
cool,
and
but
show
don't
up
be-
and just drink everybody's
Empty
yeah,
beer.
don't
handed.
just show up and take all the beers.
Exactly.
Bring something and then take.
But
you
I
know,
assume anybody who's participating in that understands the Bonnaroo
Yeah.
code.
yeah, if there's something you really want to try, go for it.
Yeah.
Now, Russ is going to bring his special edition PBR, but most people bring something that's from where they're
Yeah,
from.
that's
Yeah.
kind of
what
the
that-
Well, I also like to bring maybe some odd story.
yeah,
Some
you
Hutton
bring
and Smith. We have some local
Chattanooga
breweries, some
brands,
Chattanooga
yeah.
stuff.
anyway. So
Yeah.
go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, I think we're ready to get into Saturday.
Oh,
Let's
we
do it.
done with
I
Friday.
think we're done with Friday. That's all I got. This speed dating that's happening at Snake and Jake's 3 to 5.
You're gonna do
I
this?
think I'm gonna do it.
All
We'll
right.
see. I don't know.
I might go watch. I don't know. Maybe I'll be participating
Yeah.
by the end of the day.
Depends. I've never done anything like that, so
You know, I've never done it either. Obviously, I have a wife that would be very bad
Yeah,
form.
she might object if
she
you did
might
speed dating.
object, but I mean, I could see you doing it, Taco, and your problem would be like you come away with like multiple.
I might have to fight them off.
dates.
Yeah, I know.
mean, that
yeah.
could be the issue.
Yeah, so speed dating might be it all day, depending on how it goes.
Pace
That'd be a
yourself.
lot of dating.
Pace
Yeah.
yourself,
A lot
man.
of dating
Pace
if it
Yeah.
goes
yourself.
on all day.
We'll see.
Is it 2 minutes each?
That's all I
I
need.
meet 30 people an hour.
Yeah. But I do want to, music-wise, Jesse Murph on The Witch. We've kind of talked with David Bruce, who is kind of become friends with her mom.
Yeah,
is that right?
Yep, like you and Flip Term and Grandma, David and Jesse's mom are friends. So
we create very interesting relationships via all of this.
I've always done well with mothers. It's a weird thing.
That's a clip. You should pull that.
That's a good quote.
Clip
I've
that.
always done well with mothers.
That's
all right.
Going back to grade school. It's true.
Fair enough. Okay. So, but that's up against, this Dope Lemon and Action Bronson are kind of back to back. I kind of want to bounce between those. And then I got to see Avril. She's on the what?
Yep.
But that's right up
8:15.
against that, and that's another we didn't mention earlier when we were talking the Super Jam and those the announcements since we were last talking to you guys and gals. That's basically up against Super Jam and Avril.
Yeah.
So like early angsty pop rockers got to decide: do you want Hayley sorta, or do you want Avril completely on the greatest stage in the world? That's a lot to think about.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I know you're hyped about the Super Jam, but I kind of want to see Modest Mouse. And
I
they
would like
always
to
do
as
this
well.
To me. They always put somebody I really want to see right up against the
it.
Super Jam.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we'll see. Sack Squatch, I think that's a can't miss on the Infinity.
I'm surprised how many people are excited about that one.
I
don't know.
love
Yeah.
this guy.
Yeah, it's such a great get, and he's good, and it's
just
funny.
the wildest. I believe, help me if I'm getting this wrong, if you guys know, I know he comes from some band that he was playing for forever and it didn't work out, and then he went on this on his own. I think he played with Marcus King.
I think.
Yeah,
Yeah, one of you
mentioned it
said
once
that
before.
one week, and I think
if
that's
it's
right.
not Marcus King, it's another touring band you've heard of.
Yeah.
And then for whatever reason, just went in a different route,
Right.
and it's really sparked I mean, it's not some monster act, but boy, it really fills up small rooms everywhere he goes.
Yeah.
Dresses up like Bigfoot and plays the saxophone.
How
man.
could you not like that?
What's
yeah.
not to like? Play some "Carry On My Wayward Son" from
Sure.
Kansas,
Yeah.
which is one of his regular.
Look. You mentioned that. I looked it up on YouTube. It's really good.
I love
it's
it.
great.
Yeah.
It's a gimmick, but it's great.
It's a total gimmick, but it's a really cool gimmick.
What's a quote I heard? I heard it twice this week. Sometime dogs playing piano. At some point, the dog better be good. Isn't that funny? Yeah, it's a gimmick for a minute, but at some point he's got to actually play the piano.
And then, this is the second night of King Giz. That's 12:15 on this tent. That's going to be my next late night. I got a lot of late nights this year.
12 to 2.
12 to 2, yeah. So that's
right
pretty
up
much
against Arcade Fire.
Arcade Fire.
Do anything for you?
If it wasn't right up against King Giz, maybe
Yeah.
I would like to see him, but
I think that's
gotta
the
go
one
King
that I'm
Giz.
going to go back and forth.
yeah. Well, it's easy to.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, that's it for me.
That wraps up Saturday,
wraps
so
up
we're on our
Saturday.
way to the
I
final
know
day.
we keep getting berated for not mentioning
the
Justice.
day we don't ever go.
Yeah. But
Which isn't true.
Justice in particular, we've had several people say, "How are you not going to see Justice?
Don't sleep on Justice.
Don't sleep on Justice." So, I just
Oh
wanna
yeah, and
throw
that's
that out.
Saturday on the Witch.
Mm-hmm.
Also late though, so that's
It's
up
also
against
late.
that's up against your King.
Yeah.
That's an easy to get to.
It is.
Well, especially with this because it butts up right there with Witch,
Mhm.
so you could totally back and
Could do
forth
that.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I think I got to see Justice at least just
Yeah, for sure.
because of all the comments.
Well, you'll never see him again if you don't do it there.
Yeah.
Apparently so.
Yep.
All right, and then we go into Sunday.
Yep.
Let's go on to Sunday. Sunday.
I gotta see what this hot dogs and hot dads thing is. And Festival Babes. It's very small print, but it says "and Festival Babes" on the lineup. I don't know what this is, but
Where is this taking place?
this is at Snake and Jake's. This is on the outer room
Oh,
lineup,
it's not
even though
on my
Snake and
list
Jake's
here.
is in Cineroom.
Yeah, that's right. It's
Yeah.
like they ran out of room.
I think it
Yeah.
was a space thing, but
Yeah.
I kind of want to spend a lot of time at Snake and Jake's, because then you've got speed dating again, 3 to 5 at Snake and Jake's. So
You better be careful of that damn speed date and take over and make you
Well,
miss
see.
all the King Gizzard shows.
Yeah, we'll see how the previous speed dating goes, but
Have either of you done much of those sorts of things, for lack of a better, the extracurriculars, the what is it, the Snake and Jake's, the Robe,
never
Oh,
did
no,
the
I
road
haven't.
rage. I
No.
did go to Snake
Silent
and Jake's
Disco.
back when it was the Christmas barn. which was very much Christmas themed. You go in, it's Santas and
that's not how it's going to be this year.
It's not Christmas this year. It's Snake and Jake's, but they call it the Love Shack.
It's like they've taken the House of Matrimony and spliced it with the Snake and Jake's for kind of a new experience, which I like. I think that's cool.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So I'll probably spend a lot of time there. Music-wise, this is another big conflict because Royal Otis, which I do want to see, right up against Bill Murray.
Yeah.
I want to see both of them. King Giz, this is their last set Sunday, 6:15 to 7:15. This is the one they're doing on the Witch.
Yeah, spoiler for mine next week. If I'm seeing King Giz, that's the one I'm going to see.
That's probably the one not to miss.
Yeah.
And then Queens of the Stone Age. I want to be there for all that. I mean,
I know,
it's pretty.
They're on the Witch stage.
I know, but I could just camp at the Witch stage Sunday because you got Royal Otis straight into King Giz, straight into Queens.
And the great part about Witch is that you can come and go, and if you need to get out of there, you can be back in there in no time.
Absolutely.
Right. It's a big area. It's spread out. So that could be good. And then I know everybody's talking about Hosier.
Well, you're not going to be swaying in the field? Or
I want to see Washed Out on the Infinity.
Okay.
And I think that
So
closes
you think
out.
you might make it into Infinity 3 times?
Planning on it.
Wow. Well, if anybody can do it, this guy can.
Well,
I know, right?
But this is if I don't make it for the other two, fine. But I do want to see Washed Out.
Okay.
All right.
So, and that's
Nothing on the what on Sunday really grabs you on that much?
maybe Vampire Weekend. It's kind of in between. King
you're going to have
Giz
to really be moving to
Yeah.
do all that.
Yeah, so I don't know. Yeah, there's really not a lot of what stage acts, period, for me.
I mean, are any of us making an appearance at Barry Can't Swim on Sunday?
Oh, yeah, I think we got to.
Yeah,
I mean,
I don't know. I mean, if I were to guess, I'm not.
If nothing else, I have to have a picture taken underneath.
You got to.
More of the sign.
We've already had people say they're
I
going
don't
to
think
bring
they
you some
do.
floaties.
Yeah.
I don't know if they do those any way
I
to
thought
have those signs.
They're bringing them back.
I hope
thought
they do.
were,
They used to have the chalkboards that would hang out there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Not the most innovative thing ever, but it was no doubt who you were watching
Right.
because of those chalkboards.
I remember those signs, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, we got to get a picture.
Yep. All right.
All right, well, that concludes
That's a
my
full week.
picks. Yeah.
And you'll be arriving on Tuesday.
I will be arriving on Tuesday, possibly Monday, if it works out, because I know Common John, the brewery there,
Yeah.
who is doing a beer collab. We haven't really talked about that.
No, we haven't. I look forward to seeing what that logo, because last year's was beautiful, even though it was
stunning.
mostly AI designed. But hey, that's the world we live in now.
Yeah, it was really
It's a
cool.
great looking can of beer.
Yeah. So hopefully we can get some of those. But yeah, Tuesday I'll be in for sure, and that's a pretty full week. And I'm staying till Monday.
Yep. Oh, yeah. Yeah, me too. That's the plan.
Whoa, you're staying till Monday?
That's the plan.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right.
If I'm going to stay Sunday, it's.
I am not staying till Monday, so
Yeah.
y'all can get that out of your system now.
All right.
I've got Monday off. That's the plan anyway. We'll see what happens.
Well, Beth, our campmate that we've kind of merged camps
Oh,
with.
that's right. That's big news.
She said she usually goes back to Nashville for stay a few days. This time she's coming to Chattanooga, and she's going to fly out of Chattanooga.
Yep.
2 or 3 days later. So
And so that's cool. And the aforementioned David Bruce, we're hoping he'll be camping with us. So Camp
so.
Nut Butter's getting a little bigger, and
we're growing.
We are putting it back together. We will rebuild.
we will rebuild.
And we are. It takes some
Yeah.
time, but
Yeah.
we are rebuilding.
And definitely the clientele is getting
Oh,
better.
and she hasn't been on with us in a while, so you might not know who I'm talking about. But Tara V is back in the mix
I
with
was
her
gonna
husband
ask.
Joe,
Okay, yeah.
and her daughter Kai, who's now 18, who's been going to the festival since she was 10.
Congratulations. A recent high school
Yeah,
grad.
Recent high school
graduated
grad,
and already, she was already joint enrollment or whatever they call it into UTC, University of Tennessee at Chattanooga, and her younger brother Stratton is now 12. It's going to be his first Bonnaroo.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
And they will be with us in the
Awesome.
revamped Camp
okay.
Nut Butter. She
Excellent.
will be added to the annoying text thread.
So we.
Oh yeah, we got to
are-
get them added. Yeah,
We
soon
are
enough.
rebuilding. For
we
sure.
are. Yeah, well,
So,
good.
yeah.
I'm glad they're coming back.
Just found that out in the last day or two, so really
Excellent.
excited about that.
All right. I'm trying to remember if there's anything else. Start walking, guys, if you haven't already. Hydrate. Pack. It seems like I heard another pretty good tip this week.
Check your sunscreen. I checked. I had a couple bottles in the closet.
Or out of date.
I grabbed one out, way out of date. There is an expiration date on sunscreen.
Absolutely. Do that. Take care of your feet.
Yep.
So,
I mean, I hate to keep mentioning it every week, but it's 67 degrees in Tennessee today.
We're in long
Like,
sleeves.
is it ever going to get hot around here?
I know it doesn't. It will. Yes,
and I know when.
Yeah, I know.
And I know where.
June 11th.
Well, I just showed you guys. I picked up that misting fan.
Yeah.
That's battery powered. It's got a fan. You put it on a 5-gallon bucket of water. It draws in the water and just sprays it on you.
That's a good one.
Oh my God, I'm stupid.
Oh,
All right.
we got to get out of here.
So that's a good cue. We got to go do another interview for the reason.
Yeah,
we're
which you
here.
might see on this podcast or
Yeah.
you might not. We
Very
don't know.
excited
Yet.
about it. Thank you for watching, Russ. Good picks.
Thanks for watching this one. Yeah, make sure you enter the giveaway.
Yeah.
What he
Don't
said.
waste time on that one if you
Yeah.
want in.
What he said. All right. See you guys next week.
Hey everyone, it's Russ, the producer for the What Podcast. Thanks for checking out this week's episode with my picks. And before you go, I got one last thing for you. After we recorded this, Brian and Barry went back home, and I stayed. And I happened to meet Chris, the dancing man. You've probably seen him at Bonnaroo or a number of other festivals. He's the old guy with the long blonde hair and the crazy sunglasses and outfits, and he's always dancing. He's just out in the field, and you'll see him at every show, just dancing all night long. So if you've ever seen him and just wondered, what's the deal with that guy? Well, I found out, and it's an interview you don't want to miss. He's got an incredible story, lots to share, so I just thought I wanted to include this. So enjoy, and we'll be back next week with Brian's picks. Welcome back. This is the What Podcast, and I'm standing here. We're at the Caverns in Grundy County, Tennessee, and I'm here with somebody you've probably seen at Bonnaroo.
Caverns, as a matter of fact, in the mountains here. Yeah.
It is beautiful. This is Dancing Chris. Is that what you're known as? Or?
The dancing man and the people that have met me. I'm Chris. Yeah, pretty much how it works.
Nice. Well, I know I've seen you at
Except I
Bonnaroo.
went to Legend Valley one year, and there's like 5,000 people calling me Chris. I'm like, did something just drop on Instagram or something? Because not everybody. I haven't met everybody here. So, but yeah.
You've probably gone viral at least once or twice.
Well, in this occupation, you better accept being called the dancing man because that's what they're going to call you anyway. So you better be good with it. I'm
yeah. Well, so tell us about yourself. You've got a lot of wristbands on. You've been to multiple Bonnaroos, multiple festivals. This isn't even half of it, right?
Oh, no, this is just like, I don't know if the right word is a compilation. It's, there's only one of each, and like when I go to an event for the next year, I'll take off last year's and put a new one on. But they didn't all give cloth wristbands, so this is just the last fest of each. Here's the lock-in from 2015. That was the year I did 26 music fests in a row that I did.
26 music festivals in a row?
Well, that was just the summer. I did the rest of the year, too.
Oh, I'm sorry. Just 26 in the summer.
Well, yeah, one every weekend, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to make sure if they had a Guinness World Record or whatever, that nobody would be even foolish enough to try to outdo that.
No, I think you've got it.
Well, I got the foolishness part. Yeah, and so all I did was apply it. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Awesome. So you're going to Bonnaroo this year, right?
Yeah, they because if I don't show up, they've sort of all seen me there, and they'd all be looking in the obituary if I didn't show up. So yeah, I'll be at Bonnaroo.
Yeah, it'd be like if the arch were missing. It'd be like,
Yeah.
where is he? You know?
Yeah.
But you're parked here. You're camping. You live full time out of your van, right?
Yeah, there's no backup. It's just me. I'm the last hippie standing. Pretty much, yeah. I live in my van. I follow the Grateful Dead.
I think that's awesome.
Go across the country. Yeah, the Grateful Dead is still playing.
Yes, yeah. So no fixed address. You just go, and wherever you're at, that's where you're at, right?
No family behind me. No
family?
property. It's just me, and my appreciation for other human beings, and I thrive on that. And when I see when I see that, what everybody else does, they're going to work and trying to keep property and paying taxes and going to work and cleaning the gutters, and and doing boring shit and wasting their life scrolling on Netflix or whatever the fuck they're doing, I realize that this may be a trepidatious way to live. There's no backup. It's just me.
Yeah.
But when I see the way other people are living, I'm like, well, it's not even. I don't want to. I got kicked hard to get here. I lost everything, and it's a really, really long story, which we won't get into. But had I not been kicked out of the life I had before, 3 or 4 times I've been kicked out of my prior life, then I wouldn't be in this position. And
Yeah.
when I compare being able to do this, go across the country and meet all these beautiful people, then I realize it's the right thing to do. It's the right thing.
It gives you an appreciation for it after you've lost.
Well, it's sort of like I used to have old English sheepdogs, and before I was a dancer, I was known for my sheepdog. And if I go someplace and my dog was there, everybody's always asking me. And I never had him on a leash in his whole life. He was never fenced in or anything. Well, I told him he could go out after 10 o'clock, but he has to be on the step at 6 o'clock in the morning. And he did. But I knew he could be killed at any time with that. I told him about the street. He knew about the street. We looked him dead in the eye. He'd been taught that. So I trusted him. I mean, I know he's going to be out all night long, and he's looking for the ladies or whatever. He's a ladies' man, and that he's going to be crossing streets. And I knew he could get killed. He was always next to my knee when I was walking, but I know he's all night long. He's crossing streets. And I would rather let the dog run free and get killed at a young age than to sit under the couch his whole life. And
Right.
that dog that dies at 5 years old, that's out and has seen the world, has seen more than the dog that lasts till 20 years old. And that's the way I see it with my life. It's the same thing. I want to embrace the unusual and take it for everything it is. And again, all I have to do is compare what everyone else is. I went through this town in Florida, it's called The Villages. And for anybody who doesn't know, bring a vomit bag before you come to The Villages, because they're all riding around in golf carts and stuff. These
I've heard of this village, the Villages, yeah.
And I see what they're doing. They're all living in these McMansions and stuff, and it's deplorable, the materialistic way that they live. That's why we come to festivals for open-minded people. That's why we do it.
It's a good point.
Festivals are about people. They're not about music. String Cheese is here this weekend. Don't tell String Cheese. But the festivals are about a celebration about life. That's what festivals are. Where humans are an animal, and we happen to be the only animal that throws a party in celebration of life. And a music festival is a celebration about humans and their interactions and life.
It's so true, yeah.
Well, we need the music. I mean, somebody invite String Cheese. I mean, pay the band, please. Right. But it's about people. That's why we're here. It's about people who are thinking differently or doing different things.
Yeah. So tell me about the dancing. Did you just get up and start dancing at one show and then...
Well, it's just hard. I guess you guys, I mean, I have no problem explaining this. I'm a very open person. It's just like some people are going to find this somewhat bizarre, but that's just the way my life runs. Okay?
No, you bizarre?
Well, so anyway, to answer your question, I like my first girlfriend. I married my first girlfriend, and I married a stripper who got kicked out of law school. Well, after she tried to extort the married professor, she had sex with him, and he kicked her out.
Wow.
Yeah,
okay.
She was a very sweet individual, a real gold digger. And anyway, I was her third husband, and she was a sociopath, a narcissist, a drug addict, and an alcoholic, smart and vicious. And she put me in jail 9 times trying to get the name on the title to my house that was paid off.
Wow.
And when I wouldn't put her name on the title of the house, she would start beating on me, hoping I would hit her. And I would not. Mm-hmm. And she figured out, oh, well, shit, I'll just call the police. Anyway, they'll come. And he's a guy. He's going to get arrested. She'll be crying. And sure enough, that's what happened. So anyway, 10.5 dumb years later, I divorced her. And I lost all my property, my apartment buildings, my 2 houses on the lake, my car collection, everything. And I was living in my car. And I was really happy because she used to attack me in the middle of the night. Her name is Peggy if she wants to sue me, yeah. Because the truth is the ultimate defense. And so anyway, I realized, wow, I'm still alive. She couldn't take me. I still got myself. I'm still alive, one.
Yeah.
And I still got my soul, two. And so I was so happy I started dancing. You would too.
Yeah.
I was dancing in celebration. And if you pay attention to my dance move, most of them are in reverse. I'm still backing away from her. So what happened? What happened was I went up to the Wisconsin State Fair. And I'm just like, I just want to dance. And I started dancing. And I just never, ever stopped. In fact, that's where I got these sunglasses.
Mm-hmm. From the Wisconsin State Fair.
On a Thursday afternoon, they had all these tents out on the lot, big white tents, and I go into one tent, and the only people in the tent are me, the bartender, and the band. And of course, I'm dancing immediately. I'm just like, I'm so happy to be alive. I'm on it. Mm-hmm. And a couple songs in, the lead singer, he bends down on the stage, he picks up these sunglasses, he goes, here, put these on while you dance. And that's where these stupid-ass sunglasses come from.
That you haven't taken them off since.
Well, the problem is, Russ, you can't. Because if you take them off, then everybody's asking where they are, even at 2 in the morning. Mm-hmm. And so they sort of become a part of my, I don't really want to be known for these glasses, but they're a great conversation starter, and they were meant. The band was meant.
It was meant to be.
Yeah, it was meant to. Yeah, because otherwise, yeah. So that's pretty much what started the whole dancing. I was homeless and happy to be alive, and I knew I wasn't going to stay down. I've been kicked many times in my life, and I always know that I'm going to bring myself back up.
Wow, what a story! And all right, so you've been through a lot.
Much more than that.
I'm sure there's more. But
yeah.
What advice would you give to somebody who is maybe dealing with some shit that they, like you, maybe they've gone through divorce or, lost.
That's a really good question.
Yeah.
Well, the answer is simple. I'd never thought of a question like that before, but the answer is simple. It's extremely simple. And this applies to your whole life, no matter what situation it is. You always have to have confidence in yourself. Because if you think you're beaten, you are. If you dare not, you don't. If you think you're going to lose, you've already lost.
That's so true, yeah.
And the difference between the person that merely survives and the person that thrives is the person that has the confidence that whatever comes in front of them, okay, you haven't seen this situation before, but you have the confidence in yourself that you're going to do it. And the inverse is horrible, because if you don't have confidence in yourself, then you get defeated. And now you start getting a scorecard in your brain that, I could lose at this. And so it's a self-fulfilling prophecy that you don't put out the effort to know you're going to win, and you send yourself down a path of losing because you've gotten used to it. I don't accept losing. I've been kicked many times, and it's taken me years to get back on my feet. The whole time I knew I was going to get back on my feet. And every single time, and this may be the advice to the people, every single time I've gotten back up, it's a lot of work, always knew I could do it, but every single time I came back, I was in a better position than I was when I started out.
Yeah.
And I never would have gotten there had it not happened. So you have to have the confidence that whatever's situation is in front of you, that you're going to tackle it. And sure shit, you will. You will. Yeah.
That's Yeah, that's kind of what I was looking for.
No successful person has ever doubted themselves. I'm not saying that everybody does the right thing at the right time. I make as many mistakes as any other human. But I always know that I'm going to put out as much effort, and I'm going to make sure that I do win. Because if I lose, I allow myself to lose, I've lost. I've lost the time trying, if I'm still trying. I've lost maybe whatever money I had in some project that I didn't finish or whatever. So I've lost time and money. Mm-hmm. And the alternative is stick it out. Have confidence. Be confident. Always. Never, ever, ever. Don't ever doubt yourself. Nobody knows what's going on in this world. We're all different. There is no normal. We all got different DNA. And we all got different memories. Our memory banks are our experiences in life. And that's what makes people so unique and enjoyable, is that we're all different. And you can learn from every single one of them. But not one of those people is doing the right thing. There is no right thing. Yeah. And so when there's a situation in your life, don't worry about what's right or wrong. Just persevere and have confidence, because the next guy doesn't know what the fuck he's doing anyway. Don't follow them. They're not necessarily doing the wrong thing, but they're not necessarily doing the right thing either. Don't follow the other person at all. Ever. You see a majority of people doing something, gets over 50%, guaranteed. Whatever the majority of people are doing is wrong.
Well, I'd say it's worked for you. I mean, you definitely...
Whatever. Yeah. Look, I used to go to work, and I'd be in rush hour traffic. And I'd say to myself, well, I must be doing the right thing, because this is what everybody else is doing. Wrong. Yeah. They're watching TV. They're wasting time on Netflix. Right. They're whatever they're doing in their life, and
they're missing out on the real stuff.
Don't take guidance from other people. Yeah. I don't. You can't tell me what to do. What the fuck? Yeah.
All right. Well, you've obviously recognized at Bonnaroo and a bunch of other music festivals. Do people come up to you and want to dance with you? Is that all right?
That's the whole idea.
That's the whole idea. All right.
No, when I'm at a festival. First of all, I have no inhibitions. Okay, so I don't worry about what I look like. I just threw the word out of my memory. I don't have inhibitions. So, and second of all, wherever I go, because I have no inhibitions, I always have the most fun of anybody. Always. But when everybody else is having a good time, I have an even better time. We all have a better time. But I'm on top. I worked for it.
Yeah. You definitely did.
And so when I'm at a music fest, I'm on duty. I'm working. I'm acting as a backup artist for the artists that are up there playing on the stage.
Yeah. I saw you last night.
I'm the cheerleader for the band. Although String Chief doesn't need my help. Bless their heart.
They did fine on their own.
They can make it on their own. They can get their own food and tie their own shoelaces. Yeah. They're fine. But I'm there to encourage the people to let go and realize that life is really short, and that if you're not hurting anybody, you can do whatever you want. And that's what I'm trying to express through the dancing, is that life is really short. Mm-hmm. And if you're not hurting anybody, then that's what you need to be doing. Yeah. And you got to do it right now, because tomorrow will go, and next you know, your life is over. And so I go through the crowd, and I try to find people that are at the festival that didn't come, they're not dancers, or they didn't come specifically to dance. And I can tell who they are. And I will dance somewhat near them happily, thank you. And they'll see how happy I am. And they'll start to loosen up. And give me about a half an hour, and that guy or that girl will be dancing. We'll be dancing together.
There you go. Yeah. So if somebody
recently, the last 3 or 4 fests I've gone to, it's my credo to dance with as many people as possible.
Okay. So if somebody sees you in a crowd, they shouldn't be too shy to come up and say, hey, talk to you, dance with you.
I have no inhibitions. I have no care in the world other than that we're at a music fest and we're here to celebrate. Let's dance and let's celebrate. I'm completely loose. I don't put out any sort of feeling that causes the other person to remain in their shell.
Okay, yeah, that's what
I draw them out. And the last couple of fests, and so I'm working the crowd the whole time. So you always see me going through there, and the last couple of fests, I've danced with more guys than I have with girls. Which, sorry, girls, but the guys can be fun too because you didn't expect them to dance. and I'll try to pick out a couple, and what I'll do is I'll come from the side where the girl is. What you have to know is I don't pay any attention to anybody who's not dancing. You're like a tree. I'll go around you. I'll never acknowledge you're there. You're dancing, I'll see you immediately. But if you're not dancing, you can only bring me down to your level. You got to come up and meet me.
Come up to your level.
That's the whole idea. We're here to celebrate. Let's celebrate. I'm celebrating. Join me. And so what I'll do is I'll pick out a couple, and I'll come in from the side where the girl is, and she's going to expect that I dance with her. It's just the way girls are. Which we like about them. Yeah. But I'll go right past her, ignore her, and I'll stop in front of her boyfriend. And the next thing you know, her boyfriend and I have been, and I go real slow. This is not a contest. And they see how relaxed I am, and they let go. And then you look over and you see the look on the girl's face. It's like, man, I've been trying to get him to do that for the longest time.
All it took was you.
Yeah, and then next thing you know, it's 10:30 or 11 o'clock at night, and you look around, you scope out the whole crowd, and they're all dancing. That wouldn't have happened if I hadn't started 5 or 6 hours late before. Yeah. Oh, there would have been some people dancing. They would have gotten lubricated or whatever. But I'm here to show people how to enjoy life.
I love that. All right,
Not
so
as much as I do.
Good, yeah.
Well,
no,
I
I'm
get to dance with everybody for heaven's sake.
What could be better?
That's the whole thing. I can't. At times I'm the happiest guy on the planet. I have over 10,000 people come up to me a year.
I was gonna say you're pretty.
They flood up to me. Bonnaroo, they're going to be flooding up to me.
Yeah.
And thousands per festival, and they all say the same thing. Bless their heart. And they tell me how happy I make them with the dancing.
There you go. Come say hi to Chris, and if you see him out at Bonnaroo.
Well, I put it out once, and it comes back 10,000 times. Yeah. And there's times that I'm the happiest guy on the planet. I was at one fest, and one guy goes, no, I'm the happiest guy on the planet. And I looked at him, I said, you can't be. You're arguing with me. He goes, oh, touche, you got me on that.
Got him.
I said, second place is good enough.
Yeah.
But there's times I get knocked out. I got knocked out off the top place on the planet short while back. But I'm back very close to that again.
Back on top.
Yeah.
All right, so we said it's not about the music, but
Shh. Don't tell the music. I love the musicians.
Well,
I have music for you. I can't help but love my brothers up there. I don't know the first thing about music because I'm a really logical person, even though you might not realize it. I don't know the tempo from a crescendo or whatever key they're in. I have no clue.
Right. Well,
but I would pick it apart if I did. But I get the flow.
Well, Bonnaroo's coming up. Are you looking forward to anyone? Where are you going to be dancing at the most? Have you even looked at the lineup?
I never look at the lineup.
Never look at the lineup.
No, I love music. I can have as much fun. Actually, I can have more fun dancing to high school marching band than string cheese. Again, string cheese doesn't need my help.
Right.
Keep getting back to that. But think of the high school marching band. They put on their uniforms. They're eating hot dogs. They're in this hot school bus. They're standing around. And they're playing this thing that they practice. I mean, it's kind of boring for the band member, or they could think of other things to do. Okay, but they're there and they're part of the band, and there they are. And so they start playing, and then I buzz up to them, and I start dancing full speed to them, and all of a sudden, I don't know how many people are in a marching band. Let's guess 26 or whatever. Yeah. All of a sudden, you see 26 people smiling, and so it doesn't matter the music. Again, it's about people. I'm connecting with the people that are making the music in this at this point.
Right. So you're just looking for the people. That's where you're going to be at, right?
No, you're saying what band do I go to? I don't look at the lineup. I like every single band, small or big. And then what I try to do is I'll have a list in my pocket, and I'll have my own handwritten schedule, and I'll try to catch it. If two bands overlap, I'll cut out in the middle. But I'm on a schedule. I don't even. Sometimes I'll look up. I'm like, oh, STS9 is playing. I'm like, oh, maybe you should check the schedule. Yeah. So.
Well, thank you so much. This has been great to meet you and talk to you. And just so happens that your camp, just down the road from me, just ran into each other.
It just so happens that. String Cheese put on this great CaveJam, and they're going to be playing 2 more sets tonight.
They sure are, yeah.
Sounds dope.
All right.